Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Of course, as you can tell with the title, this is the Q&A. Thank you for everyone putting in your questions in for the Q&A. As per the rules, I did say 3 questions per person. And some of these, of course, might be LEGO custom requests. To those, I'll just say flat out, I will not answer them in this video because I just add them to the list. And I'm hopeful that LEGO Customs will come back at some point. I don't know when, of course. It'll just come back whenever I can, and that's the best way to put it. I would like to get it back, but just that there are basically, I don't know if I've explained this, but essentially I have files, documents and stuff like that. And these files need to be sorted out, because if I don't, it's going to pile up, and it's been piling up for God knows how long. And I'm trying to get it sorted. Sometimes new files come in, like spam and stuff like that, but hopefully I'm able to get all these files sorted and I can get back to the content that you like to see. So there's the update there. But let's proceed to the Q&A. Of course, before we start, thanks for everyone subscribing. I really appreciate it, because at this point, the channel is kind of there's still content on the channel. It's just that new content is I felt like, that because I wasn't producing any new content, I felt like perhaps the subscriber count would have stopped or gone down. But that hasn't been the case. The subscriber count has still increased, and I'm surprised by that. And I'm flattered that the channel still being able to grow at a time where it's not producing as much as it used to. So thank you for everyone subscribing. I do appreciate that. That you guys keep this channel going, and it makes me more invested to get these videos out when I get the chance. And I still do get small videos out, like these Q&As and stuff like that, so I am still producing some content when I can. Anyway, though, questions, let's see. Like I said, I will be ignoring the request ones because they go to the list. I would consider that not really. Do you make Muppets? Says Candy Jam. I would like to. I wish I could. That'd be great. 3 questions from Scorpion. Favorite boss fight in the Arkham series? Favorite boss fight? Probably the Deathstroke one. That's where the most. It puts the player on the edge of their toes. The Mr. Freeze boss fight is also considered one of the best by the popular fans. So it's hard to say. If you want, like, you get both of best worlds, because, like, you can have the Deathstroke fight is challenging Batman to the peak of his physical abilities, whereas the Mr. Freeze fight challenges the player's intellectual mind, so you get best of both worlds. If I had to pick which fight is the better of the two, probably the Mr. Freeze one is the best. I think about it, because you have to rely on your mind of what Batman can do. But if you run out of ideas, you can just go to the internet. So probably the Mr. Freeze fight, and then the Deathstroke one right after. What is the best Beast Quest that you find underrated? A solo book in general? Recently, it'll come to me. Tagus the Horseman. I know some people give it some hassle, but I find enjoyment in it. So that one I don't understand the dislike for that. So Tagus the Horseman. A favorite pizza topping. For me, now here's the thing. There is no wrong pizza topping, unless you want to say it's poo poo. There's that. But in all fairness, though, when it comes to foods, I haven't really. People have always had an issue with pineapple and ham, I believe. But I never really had. I mean, it's a topping that I've had before, and I never really saw an issue with it. When it comes to my favorite topping, though, that combination would be chicken and sweet corn for me. I think that the sweet corn adds the crunch to it, and the chicken adds that tender meat that goes with the flavor of the cheese and all that. So I think that's just how I prefer it. And I have a deep pan normally because I like to have a bit of a meal that will fill me up, whereas the thin crust does not. So that's just how I have it. But there's my thoughts on that. That's request. Hello, Real J. Congrats. First off, again, also hopefully you're enjoying 25. Yes, I am enjoying the year so far. If you could live on any planet besides Earth, what would that be? It would be obviously it'd have to be a planet with breathable atmosphere. And since we don't know about all the planets in the world, I'll include fictional planets in this question because the only planet we can survive on with our technology is Mars, I believe. You can, if I'm wrong with that, feel free to answer in the comments. But if we're going with fictional planets with breathable atmosphere, uh, I don't want. I'm not saying Tatooine because that's like a slave planet. Coruscant has some political shit going on it too. Maybe Endor, because Endor only has the teddy bear creatures, and I haven't seen much there. But there's not much we can do. I mean, I want a planet that has civilization, but mm, you know, that we can fit in all right. I mean, there's probably a planet I'm thinking of from Doctor Who, maybe that'd be great. Um, the okay. Whatever the planet that the Doctor and Donna go on in the Midnight episode where they encounter that strange entity that possessed the people, because the civilization part seemed that you could live there fine and it was like a paradise until you went exploring, of course. The other place I would consider going to may be the planet where the Forest of the Dead, where it's that big empty library. You have a heft load of books to read, and you can simply leave the planet or place, and it's all peaceful, really. So, as long as you have a transport, I think that's a fine place to go. So those two places for me that I can think of right now. Do you prefer Marvel or DC? Which one I prefer more? If you had to push me, if I had a gun to my head, or if someone put a gun to my head, it would probably have to be Marvel because mainly when it comes to the DC heroes, the only one that has really captured most people's attention is Batman. Superman is the second one, probably, by popularity. But mainly it's Batman for the DC stuff, and that's only one hero. Whereas when it comes to, like, say, Marvel, they've had a half load of characters that have been developed thanks to different sources, mainly the Avengers and EMH cartoon, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and the MCU. So Iron Man is considered good, well, in media. Comic wise, if going with comics, was that about comics? Didn't specifically say about comics, but if we're going off media, I would say Marvel is more successful. I want to say that follows up comics because it's the thing. Marvel likes to have more relatable characters, whereas DC likes to make overpowering characters. And I guess I'd rather have a relatable character than an overpowering one. That's makes it. Granted, though, Batman is you can kind of relate to Batman too. So there's that for you. Uh, yeah, to fill up with that question, I think I'll also add that you have Iron Man. And he's been established to be a relatable character in the MCU as he's struggling to deal with all these problems that are coming his way, and he's also the leader of the team, so he has a bit of that pressure going on with him. So you can come where he's coming from. I think that they've established Steve Rogers well in the MCU and the comics and the stuff like that because he's an outcast. He's out of his place, out of his time, and he's trying to fit in. So he's like kind of a fish out of water type thing. Spider-Man is already well established. Like he's supposed to be a lot of people compare him to the individual that we are. Like he's a guy in his like education years trying to make the best as he can, but he has to put away his personal wants and desires on hold so he can do the responsible thing. And I think his message hits the strongest when it comes to us because I think a lot of us haven't maybe we at a point in our youthful lives that we haven't been responsible. We've been kind of slacking off and thinking about ourselves. But I think thanks to this character Spider Man, he has helped shape people into making them think what is the responsible thing to do, what is the selfless thing to do, and I think that's had a big impact on the world, and that's probably one of the reasons why he's so successful. There's other characters I can mention, but we'll be here longer, so I'm not going to go that. But basically, what I'm saying is that Marvel has more characters that have potential to impress me than DC does. So, what's my favorite soda? That would be Coke Zero, which is Coca-Cola Zero, because it's the same flavor for me as Coke. It just takes away the fizz and the gas. if you would consider that a necessity to have Coke as the perfect thing, by all means go for the original. I personally had no issue. It's also different from Diet Coke because, from what I remember, when you drink Diet Coke, it feels a lot sweeter. It takes away the fizz, but there's kind of a sweetness to it. So it kind of feels like I'd imagine Pepsi, from what I've experienced anyway, Pepsi to taste like. So out of those three, I'm saying Coke Zero is my favorite of them because it's never bothered me, so I can manage it. So that's my answer for that. And basically, this guy is saying when am I getting back to customs, and that is Aiden Love All Girls 1635. He's basically saying when we do a customs live, Supervillain is every day when you're ready. Well, and then he gets onto a request. But like I said, the customs will come out as soon as I can. I don't know when, but as soon as I am able to, I'll just get straight to it because I want there to be a period of time where I've got most of the files sorted. Then I want to go and get my laptop, make the thumbnails. Then on another day, I've got them ready, and I can go ahead and just do it. And then, boom, boom, boom. We'll see. That's how it goes. Part of me is considering to make the thumbnails on my phone, perhaps. But there's a specific phone. There's a bit of technical issues going on there, so if I'm able to pull it off, we'll see. That's all I can say. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. And then we have TV Soap says hey. And the other ones are requests, of course. So yeah, that's the Q&A. Thank you guys for bringing your questions. It really means so much to me that the channel is able to keep going on the subscribe count. So I appreciate that. The subscribe count is still growing. We're on our way to 6,600, and we're already halfway to that target at the time. But, well, technically we have to get to 100 subscribers more to reach that target or so. But we are halfway to 7,000. And that's impressive, alright. But yeah, so next target we 6,600 for the Q&A, so look forward to that whenever we get to it. I'm sure we will because I have faith in you guys. You've always kept. I've always been surprised how the channel was able to keep growing when it feels like it's going to stop. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys for more content, hopefully at some point in the future. And I will get back to customs as soon as I can. That's how it will be. Till next time, peace out.